Welcome to another episode of Money 911, where we explore the extraordinary stories that All right. Well, your friends call you wise, right?
Yeah.
And it's really a pleasure and honor to have you here. I've really enjoyed talking to you before we even pushed the record button. But
Thank
you
you.
have such a
Likewise.
cool journey, my friend, from the NFL, right, the Reds to the entrepreneurship. It's so fascinating to me. How did your sports background shape the mindset for success in the business world?
Yes, it did. So one of the first things I did when I got the free agent opportunity with the Redskins was I researched the team. So I looked at the owner, and it was Daniel Snyder at the time, and I looked at that they were the 501(c)(3). So when I researched my coaches and my in the position that I was going for, cornerback, and I was like, "You're telling me the NFL is a 501(c)(3)? Hold on one second." So I was like, "I see the work that they're doing in the community." I was like, "This is amazing. They provide entertainment." And I thought back to myself and the time that I worked at the IRS in college, processing 1040s. I was like, if the NFL is 501(c)(3), churches and pastors are 501(c)(3s, and also AU is 501(c)(3, every congressperson has a 501(c)(3 pretty much. I need to give me a 501(c)(3). So the big thing I noticed after the football career was understanding taxes. And I tell people all the time, the first stage of creating wealth, especially when you're on a W-2, is getting your own tax money back and
Right.
then using that to invest.
Exactly. Exactly. It's crazy because in the face of all the economic uncertainties, I really wanted to ask you because you have such a great mindset around all of this. But what principles do you really feel that are non-negotiable for entrepreneurs and CEOs for financial mastery?
Mhm. I would say when you're a high level CEO and entrepreneur, understand how to bring value to society and get rewarded for it. Because you can't control what the powers that be that what are they going to do.
Hmm.
But what you can control is what value that you're going to bring. So specifically, I want to teach people there's four ways that you can get rewarded with tax breaks for bringing value to society. One is investing. What Warren Buffett and Grant Cardone do all the time. And when I say investing, think about investing in yourself, obtaining coaches and mentors and life strategies to obtain the knowledge because you're a grown functional adult. And when you become a grown functional adult, you get 8 hours of discretionary time, especially when you get married. You get 2 hours. And then when you have kids, you may have one. So that's the only time to think. So think about getting a strategist or a coach to assist you to give you the playbook. And number two is real estate and depreciation. We had one particular president, him and his team, they understood this greatly to the effect, and their tax returns were shown. And number three is entrepreneurship, which is a lot of us that we do. This is what another president family does, And number four, this is a good one, you guys, being a founder of a nonprofit. When you're a founder of a nonprofit, you're allowed to donate 60% of your AGI to your own operating nonprofit.
Mm.
And the IRS understands that that's seed money to get you started. So for if you're a high level CEO or entrepreneur, understand how to implement all those four things, into your kingdom. So you can get rewarded for bringing value to society amongst all the chaos that's going on.
Yeah, for sure. That's great. And what I really like your commitment to social responsibility. That it's admirable, but it's should be normal. I mean, it's unique
Mhm.
because most people are selfish. And so how do you feel like businesses, big or small, integrate giving into their core values for long-term success?
Most people, and this is what I tell a lot of my clients, as a strategist, let's find out what your passion. Most people get away from that as they climb the ladder, like understanding what their passion is. When you can understand your passion, your work makes it feel like it's just easy. Like you're getting rewarded for doing what you love to do. So you can have a business, or even work for a high level company, but you got to get back to what your passion is. And most importantly, understand how to monetize off your passion because that's where your true desire comes from. And there's things that come into play like asset protection. All those can be aligned within your passion. So understanding the tax code is very monumental for any entrepreneur or any high level CEO person.
Yeah, you've successfully transitioned between two demanding worlds. I mean, the sports, that must be crazy, right? In NFL, you were the quarterback, right?
Now, I was a cornerback, so I'm pretty fast. So at the time, I was
Whoa.
6'3", 220, and I was good, 4.28, 4.3-ish speed, had freaky speed,
Mm.
but I couldn't stay healthy. I had had a stress fracture in my L3 parting region,
Oh,
you know, so
yeah,
that's what slowed me down from that perspective.
right, right. Well, you know me, that's pretty demanding. And then you have business. So, integrating those worlds, what advice do you have for individuals that look to pivot and find success in new ventures?
I would say get you a coach or strategist. Like seriously, I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, you got to study. No, that's bullcrap. You want to invest in yourself. So use those funds to invest in yourself to give you to help have someone to give you the playbook.
Hmm.
And that's what I think is most important in our society, no matter who you are, is being able to get the playbook because you want to be judged off your hard work. I'd rather use numbers, for instance, right? So if you make, 1 million or 10 million, you want to be judged off that. So because you can change that if you want to make more, if you want to make less,
Right,
instead of being judged off the color of your skin or religion and things of that nature, whatever, you want to be judged off your hard work. And
right.
numbers show that. Men and women lie, numbers don't.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. You're sitting here talking about nonprofits. I'm sitting there. I've got two of them that they're just sort of sitting there. I'm going to have to pick your brain. But you have WPSM is your nonprofit, and it is making a real impact. So, how does the intersection of social impact and business success influence your overall philosophy?
Oh, check this out, you all. So most people don't know that nonprofits can make money, right?
Hmm.
So what I did was during the pandemic, there was an uptick in domestic violence.
Mm.
So now you get people who, when both parties are work, no one's ever at home. So you don't have to see each other all the time.
Right.
Now during the pandemic, you do. So I had a lot of survivors, that I had to basically use my other monies to get hotels. From that standpoint, I'm just like, this is getting expensive.
Hmm.
And I was waiting on SBA to give us our funding, and they was taking all day. They was giving everybody else funding who wasn't legally set up as businesses.
Right.
You know, but they weren't giving the people who was really boots on the ground doing the work.
Right.
So I was like, wise. I said to myself, you have what you call a ruling class mentality, meaning that you're going to go find solutions.
Hmm.
So that's what made me develop the four pillars of life, which is taxes, relationships, emotions, and health. All of us, we're going to go through one of those four things. So when I developed that program, I was like, I need to do it through life strategies, 2.0 with that program. So what I did was I found the high W2 people in early entrepreneurs, but I was like, you guys, I'm going to give you guys this program so you can save thousands on taxes. But with the nonprofit, it was considered a fee-based program. So by them donating whatever the amount was that it cost, because I would charge probably about like 10% of your overall, what you make. And I would cap it at the IRS standard of if you're married, 693,000, and if you're single, like 598. So I would cap it at that 10%. So I'm able to save you many times if you're making 1 million, probably about 300,000, and it may have cost you maybe like 60,000. So you look at the ROI on that. But most importantly, it's a donation to the charity. So I don't have to take a tax hit on it. So this is how I was able to raise monies for the charity. And I raised from December 2022 to 2023, December, I raised roughly about $1 million, teaching people financial literacy.
Yeah.
And I think it was very well used because people were just like, they saw inflation going up and they're
Mm.
looking like, what can I do as a solution, with all that's going on with the political parties that are fighting with each other. I was
Right.
like, the solution is bringing value to society and creating economic growth.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Earlier we were talking, and it was really interesting because you were breaking down, the different, if you make this much, then you're this percent. And, you gave some, really interesting, I've never really thought into it. If you make, right. Can you run that back by where you were talking about if you make this much and then you can use certain,
Okay.
right. You
Yeah.
cut.
So I'm
Hmm.
gonna do it from the basics from when it comes to setting up your business, right? So
Hmm.
I tell people if you have income between zero and $50,000, you need to be a single member LLC. Now, if you have income between 50,000 and 300,000, you need to be an LLC taxed as an S corporation. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you have the 15.3% self-employment tax. And then you have that material participant option. And with the S Corp, you can have multiple years worth of losses. Now, when you have business income that starts to get over $300,000, you want to consider a C corporation because you're taxed at a 37% tax rate, but with a C corp, you're locked in at a 21% tax rate. So from that perspective, now for those people that are on W-2, now this is very interesting. And I usually do this as an exercise when I do presentations, and speak to the crowd. I tell them to pull out their W-2s. You want to look in box 2 and box 17. That is what you actually overpaid in taxes.
Mm.
So as of 2024, the average man makes about $57,000 a year, and the average woman makes close to 50. So these high-level CEOs, they're overpaying in taxes what the average man, average woman makes. So if you use those four principles that I told you earlier, investing, real estate depreciation, create new jobs, entrepreneurship. If using a combination of four, you're able to get that money back, and you can use that to invest. People just they want to skip
Right.
the tax. It's like
Right.
you can't in America, not legally.
Yeah, right, right. Well, what's up with this real estate depreciation? Unwrap that a little bit, just because
Okay.
most people wouldn't even know what some do and some don't.
Oh yeah. So that is one of the greatest tax deduction, they have out there. I would say almost number one when it comes to depreciation, because buying the properties, they know that they have like a shelf life. So you can get either the standard or the acceleration, depreciation. Now with that, you're going to need a cost segregation. And this is where an engineer is going to come in and basically, break down, the house, this appreciated that, all the appliances. And what that do, I think I want to say on Schedule E, it's going to basically give you losses, whatever. And those losses for business owner are called phantom losses. So those phantom losses, if you want to go get a loan from the bank and they say, okay, your business, got zero, didn't, I don't say that it averaged out so you didn't make any money, right? So they're like, okay, well, let's see your losses, whatever. Those, losses, depreciation, those losses that came,
Hmm.
oh, they just look at, oh, we can X that out. So that's why real estate is very huge. And most wealthy people, majority of wealthy people always have real estate. That
Right,
is the key. It is, I don't care, real estate and like life insurance policies.
mm,
Like they're not going out of
right,
business.
right.
So being able to take those losses, from the depreciation with the cost segregation and everything and add it to your taxes is so monumental.
Yeah,
Then you go buy more property. You go buy more property and you take out, the depreciation.
yeah, yeah. That's what I like, the index universal life, where you can build a lot of cash value with the death, the death benefit of
Yeah,
life insurance, and then borrow it and flip it. And there's so many,
look at you. I love it. I love it.
yeah, yeah. And then, what's really cool about the hybrid ones is they give you the tax-free income and catastrophic illness protection. Because that's the thing when you're younger, like when you're 40, you can't imagine when you're 60 or 80, and 7 out of 10 of us need that.
Yeah,
Wipes people out.
yeah, big time.
Yeah, big time. I can tell you some stories, but it's you are wise. I like that. That's it. It's very cool and
Thank you, Kris. I
artful.
appreciate it.
And I really like how you're helping with it, your nonprofit and helping people and being able to convert it into keeping it going. Tell us one thing right now you're really excited about, and also how everybody can connect with you.
Okay, what I'm really excited about now is most importantly to that I can provide this value to people, and they're going through tax season. So now they're gonna it's gonna really hit home. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh,
I
I knew I
know.
should have done something about this. You know, so helping them to understand tax planning,
Hmm.
because many of my clients, they love it around this time because now they finna get rewarded with a refund check. Now, I do remind them, look, you guys, you don't need to keep giving a big loan, to the government. You really don't. So you really need to understand if you're on this high W-2 income, to utilize that money to invest if you're going to invest in stocks. You want to do it from an EIN perspective, and you know what? Let me do this too. I want to debunk, this one myth, and maybe I mentioned it before, but our society, we're living off two systems, right?
Hmm.
It's not rich versus poor. It's not black versus white or man versus woman.
Right.
It's EIN versus Social Security number. Those that have an EIN have up to 475 deductions. Those that only using your social, you only have 8.
Mm.
So guess what? You may need to get an EIN. So when you operating and even doing stocks, do the stocks on a EIN. Give an example. I invested in Moderna, right? So I saw that Moderna was at one point $12 a share. So everybody was like, why you want to get in that Moderna over the others? I was like, well, they have this new mRNA technology. I was like, so if we got a new disease, whatever, why not go for that? So what I did was I took 15K out of my TSP, which is like I say, grown out of it, and I started a TD Ameritrade account in my nonprofit name. So now, guess what? I get a donation for giving it to the nonprofit and let the nonprofit invest. So I got in at $12 a share, and it went up to $400 a share.
Mm.
So most people, we have entities we're not using.
Yeah, hello.
So So
Right,
so
right.
think about, the entities,
Mhm.
when you want to invest in the stock market, do it from a corporate perspective and not individual.
Yeah.
So teaching people how to live corporate. So that's where that slogan comes from. I'm most excited about now is teaching people how to live corporate because now they're really seeing the effects of it with inflation and now you got, politicians fighting with each other. That's
Yeah.
what always happens. So the solution,
Yeah.
is bringing value to society and create economic growth.
Yeah, for sure. It
Yeah.
seems so simple, right?
Yeah.
Get rid of the
But
politics.
knowledge, yeah, but knowledge is everything. I tell people
Yeah.
if you go to someone where you can get the knowledge from. So really invest in yourself and get a strategist or a coach, a mentor of some sort. That's the best thing because trying to do it on your own, you can kind of get in your own way at times.
Mhm.
So but just take that in consideration. Getting a strategist, getting a coach. Someone that can save you time because all about saving time and money. People always say time is money. I'm like, no, it's not. I was like, time is more valuable than money. They'd be like, why? Why is that wise? And I say, if I gave you $100 million to kill yourself in 3 seconds, would you do it? No, exactly. So which one is more valuable?
Right, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, for sure. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. To tell everybody how they can get in contact with you.
Yes, so you can get in contact with me also from a simple Google search. My full name is Antomius, Antom as in Mary, IUS, last name Wise, WISE. Now I am on all the social media channels. On Instagram is life underscore strategies 2.0. and I'm also on LinkedIn. That is one of the, great platforms. They didn't pay me for it,
Right.
but specifically for business people, that's a great platform.
Yeah.
And TikTok, I got to be on that, Facebook, but I'm out there in the community, you all, and I'm always open. We take, consultations, things of that nature. I do ask when you do reach out, come in good faith.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
Because I want to create a community where all of us can bring value to society and create economic growth. And that's the real solution to our society.
That's it right there. I totally agree. Well, we'll probably have you back again too. It's been a
Yes,
pleasure.
I
Yeah,
would welcome it, Kris. I would greatly appreciate it. Yes.
it's been a complete honor and pleasure to be with you today.
Yes, ma'am.
And there you have it. Another riveting episode of Money 911 with Mr. Wise. His journey has taught us that financial success is not just a destination. It's a transformative voyage of self-discovery and impact. As you navigate your path, remember resilience, strategy, and commitment to something greater than yourself are the keys to unlocking entrepreneurial mastery. Until next time, stay inspired, stay focused, and keep chasing your financial dreams. This is Money 911 signing off. There's so much to learn about healthy money. I hope today's discussion brings you one step closer to securing and protecting your future. So you can get started on the right foot, go to meetwithkrismiller.com and schedule your free financial fitness strategy session. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to Money 911 so you don't miss our next episode, which includes health, wealth, and peace of mind.